Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Naven Gaming, where today we are continuing our journey through Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. So, we got a bit more into the lore last episode, I'm not gonna lie. But, oh yeah, I should probably, now that I think about it, I don't think I've actually started naming the episodes. I don't think I've been putting episode in front of the... Yeah, I don't think I have. Anyways, sorry about that. So yeah, last time we left off, we were going through a prison. And so... I'm not sure how to feel about it. Because most of the fucking last episode was just, you know, going through lore. Alright, we got a lot of interesting lore bits. We freaked out a priest a little bit. Probably the best dialogue exchange thus far. We learned that Idira and the that one navigator lady, not navigator lady, what was she? She was the Vox Master, right? She literally had, she and her have an interesting relationship where they're both kind of like friends of similar circumstances, you know, based off of similar circumstances, and because Idira is... Oh, sorry. And because Idira is feeling, you know, a little under the weather, we'll say. You know, she's not as very receptive to the friendship as the Fox Master probably would like, which was very sad. But anyways, enough of that. We're gonna just hop right back into this. We got mostly lore out of the last episode, but you know what's interesting about this new one is that we got to go through a prison, and there's some actual combat this time, and there's also a mystery going on here. There's a prison riot, and the prison riot is being, as being hosted by the warden himself. It's not exactly something you typically see or hear about. But, you know how it is. Anyways, it's going to be interesting. I cannot wait to see what sort of story is... 94, 95. I can't wait to see what story is in store for us. I just kind of woke up, so... I'm a little bit... a little bit everywhere. Righty-o. Alright. Bare beds made from metal sheets swing back and forth on rusted chains. Whoever is forced to sleep on them, it would not take too much for them to fall.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
The beds here are bolted to the floor and have some have thin, torn bed sheets and even tattered pillows. Hey, armor. Yeah, I found a consumable item. Grenades, stimulants, medikits, and other consumables can be placed in the quick access slots. To do this, double-click on such an item, or drag it to a highlighted slot by holding the left mouse button. Each consumable item has a certain number of uses, which is indicated in item's description. As with most actions in combat, using consumable items spends character actions. Alright, and I believe that's everything. We can... No.
I always have a backup plan.
Nah, that should be everything. Nothing in there? I guess not. The
future you see could be the whispers of the archenemy. How can you trust your visions, Adira?
I don't think that's the question you wanted to ask. What you wanted to ask was, how can others bring themselves to trust a despicable psycho like me? Face it, sister. Not everybody's as pig-headed as you are.
Let us not dawdle.
I am concerned about their relationship going forward. That's the one dynamic I've always been concerned about. Holy shit. Prison guard key. Well, we definitely need that. While we're at it. Chainmail. Medium. Medium. No, he's good on protection. You wear heavy armor, don't you? Seeing you with that helmet on is just kind of disgusting to me. Let's just fix that, shall we? There we go. That feels a lot better. Is that light? And it's medium. I'm confused. Do Sisters of Battle also wear power armor? Like a variation of power armor? Because I thought I remember hearing somewhere that they did, but maybe I'm wrong. A stub revolver. Holy shit, that does a lot of damage. Kinda, it's in between. I'll use it though. Force grenade. And then I guess everything else could be sent straight to cargo. Because I don't think anybody else is going to need this shit. I'm pretty sure you just use light armor, right? Yeah. But she can wear it. I feel like it's best to keep her with light armor, though. This is the dodge. Armor. Okay. Good to know. Still not sure what this does, but I'm keeping it. Oh yeah. Let's give you this. Horrors of the Warp. Alright. Man, this room looks terrifying. Okay.
The Whispers taught me how.
The symbols before you. That looks like either this is the Thousand Sun symbol or this is a Black Legion type of symbol. Because, I mean, after all, Horus, even before the heresy, had a lot of weird demon eye shit on his armor prior to the heresy. I'm scared. I should have known all that charity from the Warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. Oh, this is Argenta, part 3. Should have known all that charity from the warden was going to bring nothing but trouble. No noble, no matter how barmy, would pull anything of the sort, but that man. It started with little things. The warden would come by to talk, as he did, except he used to ask us questions before. And now he was mostly gushing sermons. Some gibberish about a path to purgation. The sanctity of sacrifice. Seen with blinded eyes. I listened and nodded. Yes, Master Warden. Of course, Master Warden. He could say whatever rubbish he wanted, as long as the tasty optimate meals kept coming. I thought everyone was doing the same. Nodding, just to please the big man. I was wrong. After that, people in the barracks started yapping on about purgation and blindness too. Apparently, us optimates were no longer just the warden's favorites. We were, Emperor forgive me, prophets of some kind who were meant to save the rest of this sorry lot. Or awaken them. Or make them see. Some rubbish along those lines. This is going in a very interesting direction. People were now supposed to make sacrifices to optimates? Yesterday, the sap who slept in the bed under me in my first year here cut off his own damn ear and crawled on his knees toward me. Damn. Cut off his own damn ear, huh? And crawled on his knees. Well, for what reason? He handed me the ear and begged me not to forsake him when the fateful hour came. What in the throne am I supposed to do with an ear? That's a good question. What are you supposed to do with an ear? Why is everyone, every single one, staring at me all the time? The warden said that the time was nigh, that fate had truly great things in store for the optimates. I went to look how my good friend Cleansen was doing. He hadn't spoken for 3 months, ever since I had all his top teeth ripped out. He spoke today. He looked straight at me and said, "Dead man." I kept hitting him until it hurt. Until it hurt me. Now my fist and feet are all bruised. Half the barracks stood there and watched and prayed. I'm scared. What the fuck is going on here? The chopped up slabs of flesh have been thoroughly washed of any blood. Severed human body parts. Man, there's some crazy shit going on. Sounds like the warden went cuckoo.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
That's what it's looking like so far. Judging by the number of horrid morsels, dozens of victims were slain here. Nice.
That wasn't so difficult.
Oh shit. My brethren, the dawn is nigh. The optimates will guide us into a new existence. Yes, yes, dear brethren. Have a taste of my steel. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. These people are crazy. Thank the throne. Normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. Damn, they were betrayed by their own. But that probably makes sense, because I'm sure not everyone here swallowed that pill just like that Adi Shan person. Thank the throne. Normal-looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hand in a placating gesture. Please don't shoot us. Your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change. Talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, look, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want to riot, but, well, sitting it out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join the festivities. So we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was. Play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medine, nor to the lawful authority of House Winterscale. Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over, and we can go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time. A repentant, honest heretic. How novel. Judging by Abelard's tone, the Seneschal is utterly unimpressed by the old man's ingratiating monologue. Tell me more about the warden and the riot. Ha! Why soil your tongue talking about that heretic? But if you insist, here's how it is. The warden of this here prison, the Honorable Master Castaglia, was a crackpot from the start. The previous warden ran things the proper way. Prayer, 1 meal a day, work, a punch in the choppers from the guards, work again. But the new one? Do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners. By the 9 devils, that's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving. I mean, for potentially some of the most abominable human beings on God's green earth. I mean, let's be honest here. This is 40K, all right? There's a lot of shitty people in 40K. All right, and if you're just a shitty enough person to get thrown in prison, that says more about you than it does the prison, right? Do you know what his first decree was? He introduced lunches and dinners by the 9 devils. That's 3 meals a day. The man was obviously stark raving mad. Things only went downhill from there. The guards quit it with the teeth punching. The warden forbade them. Instead, the overseer started counting which prisoners were digging up more things in the quarry or swinging their pickaxes harder or whatnot. And then, would you believe it, they put together a list of best workers, and if someone on that list also showed good behavior, that's when they'd get promoted to an optimate. That's the upper crust among us, jailbirds. Or that's how it was at first. Then the warden decided it's the optimates, not the guards, who should be in charge of the punishments, and that it wasn't the overseer's job to watch the prisoners work. It was the optimates. Well, let me tell you, that's when these goody two-shoes really started to shine. The guards aren't even in the same league as our dear fellows, the optimates. In the old days, we had maybe 5 or 10 stiffs kicking in a week. And now? Well, now we were lucky if it was only 50. And that wasn't even the end of it. Warden Castaglia moved out of his chambers to live right in the quarry, under the dome. And I think something in his new home really scrambled his brain. He began spouting the wildest things, like the optimates are saints who will behold the truth. And he started taking them to the quarry. Not all of them returned. The ones who did, you wouldn't recognize them. More beast than man. They were butchering people left and right, even guards and overseers. The warden himself had armed them, and that's the whole sob story. But I knew it from the moment he let us have dinners. Oh, this won't end well. They clearly are just placating the situation, I will admit. But one of the things that I am very interested about this whole thing is that this guy genuinely seemed like he was trying to be a decent person, but it was the Optimates. It was one of the Optimates he chose, or all of them, that basically turned the Warden into a piece of shit. And so that leaves us with an interesting question. Who's actually in charge here? Is it Castaglia, or is it the Optimates? The old codger's right. Whenever nobles start giving handouts to commoners, something always goes wrong. She notices your look and catches herself. I mean that with all due respect, your lordship. No offense intended. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? Now how can lowly jailbirds hope to thank your noble self? Ah, I have an inkling. You see, us here, we're... how should I put this? Different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves, from Rykod Minoris, debtors, gutter snipes. They're no one serious. Now we, your nobleness, are cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you where on Footfall Station? You know Footfall Station? The only shipyard and the best market in all of the Coronis Expanse, yes? So, where on Footfall you can find some very serious business-minded people and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods? What kind of very serious people? The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard? The most serious kind. The most serious kind of business? Okay, explain to me, what do you mean? The most serious kind, your nobleness. That's the kind of business. Just like, oh yes, you're very serious. Very serious. Alright, there's no one more serious than me. Anyways. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? It's the largest pirate alliance in the Expanse. There is no leader, of course, but there are some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. These people are not very educated, but you know what? That's fine, because they grew up in squalor. I'm not going to expect much from squalor, literal gutter trash. Alright. Very well. I shall spare you. Consider your request denied. Now die. They've been very helpful so far. I shall spare them for now. Very well. I shall spare you. Oh, that's so great to hear, your nobleness. Just great. And there's a true aristocrat, not the warden creep. Now then, your nobleness, where was I? If you're ever on Footfall Station, there's this district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on count of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes. I tell you, Reverend Hieronymus wasted no time finding and burning them all. Forgiven, old man, for getting distracted. So, Footfall. The Shadow Quarters. There's a bar there, built into the remains of an old ship, and in that bar, in the back room, a certain Ryza does her business. Tell her Grandpa Backball says hello. You'll be her favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are. Well, your nobleness, we'll be going now, if you don't mind. Heretical, you may go. Iconoclast, I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the Warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that it is the Lord's Captain's orders that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue traitor. I've changed my mind. By his name, I will not let heretical riffraff such as yourselves leave this place alive. Nah, we're gonna be civil about this. I shall not leave you here to die at the hands of the Warden's henchmen. Go tell my pilot that it is the Lord Captain's order that you be sent to my ship. You will join my ship's crew. You have my personal pardon as a rogue trader. Thanks. We are most grateful, your nobleness. The old man glances at you somewhat skeptically, but then smiles and leaves. Well, we are lacking bodies, and we certainly need it. Auto pistols. Auto pistols. Anyways. We do not need auto pistols, actually. Nothing in this room, it seems.
Never doubt me.
Nice.
Is there money to be made?
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Gas cloud grenade. Fascinating. Diviner's staff. Oh, this is all nice. To the main level. Saturated cape. Uses endure. They immediately remove one of the effects on them in the following order: burning, toxin, and bleeding. That's actually kind of useful. Just kinda. Faux hammer. Ooh, I love it. Let's take it. Let's take it all. Wrong button. Saturated cape. You could use a cape.
Someone else can do this.
Alright, we're almost through this nonsense. Consign Heroic, and Consign Desperate Measure. The wielder of the staff gains the Consign ability. The ability is also available in its Heroic Act and Desperate Measures version. What does it do? The next hit against the target will be an automatic critical. Huh. How would that work, though? It's not like I use this staff's abilities to begin with, but I don't know. Eh. Alright, what do we got? Can I only choose one? Oh, yeah. Alright. Available abilities. Controlled shots, dash. Choose an ability. The soldier gives a sign that they are about to open fire. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. That's actually pretty dope. The soldier immediately dashes in the select direction, spending all of their movement points, does not provoke attacks of opportunity, allows the soldier to dash through allies and enemies, but not through obstacles. That could also be really useful, in fact. But I'm gonna go with controlled shot. That's far more useful to me in combat than anything else. Alright, fresh target. Whenever the operative attacks an enemy that is full of wounds, that attack deals 15% more damage to that enemy. I noticed they use wounds and dark tide as well. Like, they don't call the health bar a health bar, they just call it wounds as well. That's a very interesting thing. That must be a 40k tabletop thing, where instead of a health bar or, you know, hit points, it's essentially wounds. And whenever an operative triggers exploit over an enemy, the operative gains +1 damage and 2% armor penetration until the end of combat. Only applies to the first strike or projectile in a burst attack stacks. Okay, so this stacks as well. Also reduces enemies' toughness and willpower by -9 for 1 round. Full of wounds. Tide of Excellence seems better in my opinion. Intelligence, perception. We'll up your intelligence for now. Because as far as I understand it, with non-burst ranged area attacks. Yeah, we'll go ahead and add a point to intelligence. Just because. And then we'll continue to spec into perception for Idira. The warrior's next melee attack gains 20+ armor penetration and 8+ damage and ignores 12% of the target's parry. That's actually kind of nice. Every enemy who survives an attack enhanced by this ability will attack the warrior in return, including the creatures with ranged weapons. Fascinating. So reckless striking is a bit of a dangerous gamble. Sworn enemy. The warrior marks a target, gaining 22% armor plus and 6+ damage on melee attacks against that target. If the target attacks the warrior during this round, the warrior gains +1 AP. I'm gonna go Sworn Enemy. Anytime you can knock your opponent around after they attack you is an absolute must. Especially if you're a fucking tank. That shit is a must. This skill is affected by the strength characteristic. It represents a character's ability to traverse difficult terrain, for example. Yeah. Toughness and character. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Toughness. I mean, you really cannot go wrong with toughness. Alright, he's tougher than most people now. You know. Yeah, sorry, 1 second. Okay, that was a little weird. So, I was trying to pause the video to do something, and because I'm a dumbass, I ended up instead of pausing the video, I ended up like ending the recording right there and then. So, well, that happened. That's gonna be an interesting little bit of wizardry I'm gonna have to work on in the background to try and merge the 2 clips. But anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and just move on. I just wanted to check something, but well, that's neither here or there. Alright, where was I? Argenta, that's right. Let's see. She's got pretty good agility and ballistics. So far, her ballistics are fine. Her agility, we could focus on a little more. I feel like with controlled shot would be good for her as well, considering that she uses a bolter, and bolters hit really fucking hard. Alright, we got everything done and sorted. But yeah. Everything seems to be going very interestingly. I'm kind of curious as to where this is all going to inevitably lead. Oh yeah.
The premonition runs true.
Well maintained, lasgun. Lasgun. Alright, we'll take them. I don't need them, but we'll take them. Did I look at this already? Clumps of dust, but no trace of weapons or gear. This storage has not been used for some time. See what's in here.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, that's where we entered, it looks like. Looks like the rest of the prison's down there. Oh. Winter Scale Enforcers. Oh, we found our Evane Winter Scale. No voice acting yet? Alright. Man, it's been a while since I heard actual voice dialogue. Evane Winter Scale. Lord Von Valencius, my greetings. May the light of the eternal Terra shine forevermore. The young man before you offers an impeccably courteous bow. He then straightens his back and looks you in the eye, not as a show of defiance, but with cool confidence. It is a gaze with which one graces an equal. Evane Winterscale, younger son of Caligos Winterscales, at your service. Gain 38 experience just for talking to him. Greet him with decorum. Nod curtly. We can dispense with the formalities. I'm gonna go with 3. We can dispense with the formalities. There are more important matters at present. You are a man of action, I see. I agree. This is hardly the time for cordial greetings. Do you not wish to inquire why I now stand at the head of my house, not Theodora? Is there anything you can tell me about the Napus Noble station? We'll save all the questions for later. Let's discuss the matter at hand. You are here to end the riots, are you not? Indeed, it is a personal matter, if you will. And not simply because this incident occurred in a system that belongs to my father, the prison warden. He used to be a close friend of mine once. I want to give him a chance to come to his senses, lay down his weapons, stop this senseless uprising. The warden is clearly not of sound mind. At one point, he was trying to manage the inmates by offering incentives and even days of rest. What utter madness. Rebelling against lawful authority is heresy. Extending clemency to a heretic. Are you in the right mind? If your diplomacy truly can stop the riot, it is worth a try. The fewer deaths, the better. The desire to help a friend is a noble one. My father would disagree. Yvain smirks wryly. Thankfully, he is not here. You came here with naught but a single shuttle's worth of guards. Do you think it foolhardy? Do you not think it foolhardy? So did you. Yvain smiles. I had my doubts, of course, but I am not Governor Mendene. I refused to sit idle in the safety of a bunker. I wanted to do something, and I thought arriving with a light escort would show Anathagan the sincerity of my intentions. I had at the head of a whole unit. Had I arrived at the head of a whole unit, I would not fault on for assuming this was an assault. So he calls him on. Or Anne. Where is the Warden Castaglia now? He is up ahead somewhere, and further below. We exchanged a few words over the Vox. He said he would meet me in the quarry behind the prison building. A strange choice for negotiations, but those were his conditions. There is worry in his voice. Can I at all dissuade you from this escapade of yours? Very well, in that case I shall accompany you. Very well. In that case, I shall accompany you. I must admit, I do appreciate your company. This prison is giving me a strong sense of unease, but the lift cannot support both parties. If you are going ahead, wait for us in the quarry. We will follow shortly. But you're the one who's got to meet him. You realize that if I go ahead, I'll probably be shot on sight. Right? Right? Hmm? Is it this way now? Nope, it is still not this way.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Where are we going with this? I will probably have to consult with the map. Ah, that figures. Sister Argenta is one of the fuck. That came and went so quickly. All right. There is one danger.
Let us not dawdle.
Make that several dangers. Warden Castaglia. Everything in the appearance of the man walking toward you, his every gesture, his very demeanor, speaks of his noble birth. This creates a stark contrast with his hair, a matted knot that clearly has not seen a brush in weeks, and his crumpled and filthy clothing. His face is pale, and his eyes burn feverishly. Who are you? I was expecting my friend Yvain, not an intrusion. Then your wait is over, Anne. Yvain takes a step forward. However, I do not come alone. I am accompanied by the Honorable Lord Von Valencius. The man shoots you a piercing glare. I should have guessed it would be you. What do you want? An enemy of Aurora? The warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. The entity that still dwells in the recesses of your mind rejoices in a cacophony of cries. This place, it holds great significance for the entity. In the frantic chanting of the voices, you can almost make out words that speak of an ancient grave, one that was opened, for it contained a priceless treasure, a most coveted prize, that was retrieved by the faithful after a centuries-long search. Interesting. There's some sort of demonic prize on this rock, and they unearthed it somewhere. Fascinating. And so that's probably the resulting influence that we are seeing on the warden and the inmates. Is anyone getting the feeling this is just a better Dragon Age 2? Because that's just exactly what this is giving me the impression of. No, this is a better Dragon Age 2. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry, I'm messing with something. Alright. Okay, the warden's words are suddenly drowned out by a chorus of voices in your head. Alright. Priceless treasure, a most coveted prize that was retrieved by a faithful after his long search. That pit. There is something special about it. Is there not? An item of value was once buried there. Now tell me, Warden, what was the item and who took it from here? The Warden's gaze bores into you, then he smiles with the corners of his lips. You're too late. Enemy of the truth. This bastion has already fulfilled its great purpose. You will never find the trail of the reclaimed relic that now rests in the hands of the devout. Why did you mutilate these people? These are my optimates, saints who will guide the flock at the fated hour. Listen, he pauses and smiles. Can you hear? You can't. They are crying out, calling. It's just that their cries are not meant for our ears. They cast their voices out there, beyond the edge of the glass, into the transparent quiet. There they are heard. There, their call is answered. Anne, this isn't you. I do not know how it has come to this, but please let me. Quiet, Evie. I promise I will talk to you later, when we are alone. I can't say I'm eager to spend time alone with you. Not after everything I've witnessed on Raikkotti and Philia, and what I'm witnessing right now. You know, we had this guy once. He was quiet one. He was a quiet one. One day he walked into a middle deck bar, threw one back, and then pulled out a gun and started shooting people left and right without saying a word. Then he shoved the barrel in his mouth and blew his brains out. Our warden here has exactly the same look in his eyes right now. You know, that sounds just like almost every school shooter that has ever existed. Sorry to say. How do you know who I am? What madness have you wrought to this prison? What madness have you wrought in this prison? Do you truly want to know? He becomes more animated and runs a hand through his matted hair. You note it has been some time since he has last trimmed his nails. This was my garden. where I tried to grow the seedlings of a beautiful future. That was before I realized that there is no future, not in the sense ordinary people understand. Ah, I see. So, the demonic relic influenced his mind in the same way that it would influence most people. It showed him doomsday, doomer pill level shit, and then afterwards, it then tried to start influencing his mind by saying, like, this is bullshit, alright? This sucks, and there's no way you can fix it. But I can help you fix it. You just have to listen to me. You just have to acquire and achieve the level of progress and power gain that only I can give you. We are too attached to this life, to the limitations of our weak bodies, to the short-sightedness of our eyes that can scarcely see. It is all so insignificant. The true future lies beyond real space, and the only way to reach it is through a cleansing sacrifice. Do you understand? Rogue Trader, every moment spent on talking to this heretic could be a moment spent destroying him and committing this place to purifying flames. Isn't it time we got started? Who is Aurora? Oh, so you managed to barge in here and interfere with a prophetess's designs without without even knowing who she is. But it is too late now. You will never attain sight. All you can do is accept your fate. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. Wait. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna wait in vain. I think we're fucked. The warden raises his hand, and the maimed people start thrashing about in their death throes. The time for words has passed. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth or become awash in blood.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Damn. I'll place you here. I shall place me there. Oh no, that's Idira. I thought I clicked myself, but I guess not. There we go. Actually, no, I did click myself. It's just that sometimes the game doesn't process my actions, which is funny. It's a little funny. There we go. Last party member. I shall put you there, Argenta. We are good. Alright. It looks like it's our team first versus his. Let's see how far we get, shall we? Alright. Or maybe not. Or maybe yes. I don't know anymore. Oh, I see. It's just pointing out all the enemies on the map. Got it. That's good to know. Alright, let's see here. I don't need consign right now, but I do need to use the scream on somebody, potentially. Who's got what? This is a guard. Las gun. An axe. An axe. A sword. We got all kinds around here. Alright, first things first though. I'm gonna go ahead and use forewarning on Abelar.
But of course.
Provided it doesn't do any weird shit like before. Okay. Let's see. And then I'll use analyzing enemy on the warden, maybe.
Anything else?
Unholy lens. Why can't I damage that? Is there a purpose to that? Alright, let's use the scream. Actually, you know what? Let's try using this first. Oh, I can cast it on anyone. Oh, maybe not. Is it a passive? Cost 0. Okay, so it is an action. But I can't use it on myself.
That is not my destiny.
Nor can I...
Scryer's job.
Nor can I use it on anyone else. Okay, that's a little weird. Is there a special use for it? Expand. You can no longer use the... You can no longer use attacking abilities on current turn. One enemy creature. One enemy creature. Okay, so it's not even allies. It's just one of the assholes, and I can't use it on anyone because there's no one nearby. All right, good to know. All right, doing what I was gonna do before.
What? Was that you? Or...
All right, enter. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and move here. And then let's use charge.
A tactically sound approach.
That did not work at all. All right.
I will do my duty.
Let's go ahead and put up Endure.
Victory is imminent.
There we go.
Weapon at the ready. Let's make it quick.
You maybe want to get into a better position to start shooting? Whatever. Okay, let's see here. I could just start unloading on this asshole. Let's see. What is over here that I can target? Oh, is this destructible terrain? Fascinating. So this is all just destructible terrain. Okay, that's why things have health bars. Because they have destructible terrain in this area. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't think we had that. Let's see, I don't want to just start shooting willy-nilly. You know what? That works. Let's see. These guys have the lowest HP. Gotta take out the ads first, right?
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
God damn it.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
What, I can't shoot anymore? I guess I can't. Wonderful. Alright. It's time for Cornelius to begin his attack. I feel like it might be a good idea to kind of maneuver around as well, but I'm not going to do that. If I spread my team out too far, it's probably going to be liable to kind of screw myself over. Alright. I can get these two over here. Alright. Actually, wait a minute. Let me deactivate all that. Activate run and gun.
It's as good as done.
I can't get into a better position with run and gun, but I can actually move a little further, which would be nice, but I don't need to. You know what I am going to do? I'm going to move closer to a good vantage point here, and now I'm going to fire. Let's see, who do I want to aim at? I think I'll aim for these guys, maybe, but I want to aim for something... I'll just use a basic attack. I also have a grenade I can use, but we'll just start using a different attack here. I'll shoot this guy.
I'll make it happen. I'll see to it personally.
Damn it. I missed. Alright. He won't be able to get close enough. Got me a little bit.
Death to the weak. Here we go.
I serve the ruinous powers. Your faith shields me.
Chaos guides me. Out of my way.
My ears are ringing.
I bring ruin.
Oh, we have a sniper.
Just a minor setback.
I am your doom.
Alright. Now I can actually hit these guys with this, I think. Yeah, just a couple of them. Let's see. I'll hit this guy with this one. Alright, and the best part is they're all lined up for it. So let's see here. I'm going to move the character here. And then we're going to go ahead and use expose weakness on a target. We're going to use it on this guy.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
I can't use force screen.
No can do.
Oh, can I be used again this turn? Okay. In that case, let's see here. I think I'm gonna give Argenta forewarning. That just happened. I do not understand what happens when that happens. I'm sure I got a tutorial about that at some point, but I really do not remember anything about that. Let me look at that again. Perils of the War. Deals 8 direct damage to Idira. Deals 8 direct damage to Cornelius. So, it's gotta be that shit. It's just gotta be warp shit that's doing that. Okay. There we go. And we're good.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh yeah, I can also turn with the keys. I keep forgetting that too. Alright.
It will be done. Reduced to dust.
Indeed.
Indeed. I will do my duty.
Alright.
My faith strengthens me. Let's get to it.
Alright, Argenta. It's time we move. I can't move you too far, but I am gonna move you closer. I'm gonna move you here. Maybe. You have 2 guns to work with. One for auto fire purposes, and another one for heavy hitting purposes. Alright, I'll move you here. Alright, and then next what we're gonna do is controlled shooting. That way I can just obliterate these assholes. Actually, hang on. At this angle, I could hit a lot more, I think. Oh, yeah. And at this angle, I wouldn't even need to warn him. Alright. We'll do it this way.
Strike is a prayer.
You know, I never understood what makes my volume dip. It's the one thing about my computer that I've never understood. What it is that makes my volume dip like that. I don't know if it's just a laptop thing, but it really does make my volume dip straight. And if, you know, for some bizarre reason, then I just never understood it. Alright. I'm more concerned with this douchebag, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move my character into a position where I can fucking shoot this person. Let's see, I need to be at a decent distance, I imagine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move my character closer. As long as I move within a certain range, should be fine. But I will try and shoot some of these other guys. I won't be able to get this guy with this. Alright.
I won't compromise my principles.
I need a line of sight. So if I move here, I will have a line of sight. I won't be able to hit him because he's in the way. I'll just try focusing on shooting this guy first.
Let's make some opportunities.
Alright. And I've already used an action, so I can't go again. My running gun is basically on cooldown.
Crush the feet.
Ooh.
Still standing. Just barely.
Hold on.
I am your doom. Pain cleanses the body.
I serve the ruinous powers.
My character's about ready to die. Alright.
They who discern the future on the battlefield.
He's dead. Huh? What? He's back?
But of course,
This is dangerous. Hang on, what is that ability right there? Weak body, weak soul. Exposed weakness also reduces enemy. Okay, so that's what that is. Why does he look like a hologram? If I try to move. If I attack him though, it's gonna reduce my movement. I don't need that. Alright, so I have a choice here. This allows me to attack melee against that target. If the target attacks the warrior during this round, the warrior gains +1 per round. Damn it. There's so many options and choices with this problem now. It all takes an action, and I can't just take... Damn it. I don't know what to do. Well, first things first, I'm going to activate Endure, because why not?
At your beck and call.
At least this way I can move freely.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Alright, now I have the ability to actually attack. I don't think a point-blank shooting would do much, would it? No. No, it wouldn't. Not a whole lot.
Victory is imminent.
Alright. He's got that going. You know what? I'll take it.
We'll rule the stars themselves. Indeed.
Again. Oh, it's these things. That makes a little bit more sense now. Shit, and I can't attack that. I'll try shooting at it, but it's not going to get me very far, I can tell you that. Oh, wow, okay, never mind. There we go! Jesus. Alright. Let's move you over here to take up some of that attention. And then brace for impact.
Stay vigilant. Out of my way.
Nice. It looks like my idea of taking Cornelius out there was probably not a terrible one then. However, I do need to get a little further.
I'll do it.
Because now I have faced the problem of needing to go and heal his dumbass. My dumbass. I could try to shoot this person, but they're too far off. And I don't even have the option to. Alright. Who else is left? That guy? I could try shooting him, but he's a little far off, but we'll take it. Damn it. We'll try it again. Take it from the top.
As the
Damn.
Emperor commands, I act.
Damn, if I could just get a little closer. Could I attack the lens from here? I could not. Son of a bitch. If I go here, I could, but... At least I'm not on that guy's line of sight, which is the important thing. This one hits harder. Let me see here. I'm gonna use it. Regimental tactics.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature.
All right.
On it.
There we go. Now I can fire this stupid thing at this device for a good while.
Who, if not me?
There we go. Now that's done.
It's
Reload
as
the
good as
gun.
done.
All right.
Let's get to it. Let's make it quick.
Such is the will of chaos.
Missed. All right. Can I use it here? I could. I don't want to be anywhere near anybody though for it. Still got this guy, this guy. Alright, I will cast for no forewarning. Analysis, because that doesn't take any sort of psychic ability.
I know what is to come. Will do.
Because I'm worried about killing one of my characters right at the moment. I'm not going to be using my psychic abilities for Idira, so we're just going to stick with operative abilities so far. Alright, and that seems to be about the short of it. Alright.
It will be done.
Indoor is so fucking awesome. I will say that.
I will do my duty.
Alright. Nice. There's still another one. I missed it, and it's all the way over there. Honestly, I'm glad it's all the way over there, because I do not have the time nor the patience to want to move up there.
Let me tend to your wounds.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
Alright. I honestly probably didn't need to use that, since I am close to ending this anyways, and killing that guy isn't that hard, because, I mean, he just dies so quickly. He just dies in 2 hits by Abelard, so... Alright, I can't run and gun at the moment. I'm gonna move here. Alright, I have a line of sight with a rifle here. And then I'm gonna try shooting this douchebag.
I am ready for whatever comes.
God damn it. Alright. He missed.
Let's get to it. Hold on.
Nice.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Alright, let's see. I don't think I can use her for just about anything else. Except minimize this guy's abilities. Can I use this on this person? No, I have to be closer, I think. Or at least in the line of sight. Yeah.
Was that you? Or...
I'll use it on myself.
anything is?
It'll probably do some damage to somebody. Okay, nobody. Good. Can't use that. Okay, Abelard. You have a gun and you have a shotgun. Called Blast Wave. I have not used this gun yet, but I'm curious to see if it'll do anything. I'll move you here. Oh, you can't dash. That's fascinating. Why can't you dash? Oh, you can't even use brace for impact. That's interesting. Cooldown for 1 round. Oh, I must have used it already then. Oh yeah, I did. I used it to charge this douchebag. In that case, if I go here, could I use this? Yes, I could.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
That did some damage.
Indeed. Victory is imminent.
I kind of want to endure now. Man, I wish my character was...
Out of my way.
Alright.
Guided by faith.
Nice. Let's see, and if I activate that, I can shoot him again. Damn it. Alright. Alright. We're going up. And then I'm gonna unload right in his goddamn face. Actually, no. I'm gonna go up there, and then I'm gonna unload this into his goddamn face.
Don't let your guard down.
We're doing it again. I'm going to kill you. You will die.
I'll See to it. Your end was inevitable.
Nice.
I'll make it happen.
Let's get to it.
Ugh, my ears are ringing.
Let's make it quick.
He actually did some damage to Abelard. That's amazing. I guess he is technically immortal, so they don't have to worry too much about hurting him. That's just funny, though. Alright, Ideria, you're fine. We're exactly where you are. You are fine. Alright. Time to die, my friend.
At your beck and call.
I cannot use the shotgun on that, sadly.
It will be done.
Damn.
At your beck and call.
All right.
I will do my duty.
I could have used Endure, but he'll live. What was he firing at? Castiglio?
Rejoice in battle!
I'm taking this time to reload this bolter, because it needs it. Alright. Actually, if I just tried firing from up here... Nope. Alright. And if I tried firing from over here? Nope. Okay. There we go. I don't know why I wasn't canceling. I was right-clicking the whole time. Nice. Again. Nice. All right.
Here we go.
He's almost dead. Again. Dismantling attack. Did I give you? Yes, I did. I honestly could have her run up and do some, attempt to do some damage, but I'm honestly more concerned that she'll die. Let's see, the operative's immediately inflicts one exploit on all enemies in combat, then makes a free attack against a target. That will always hit. No. No. Shit. I can't get him. Not from any vantage point. Okay. In that case, if I go here, could I make a shot to that? I could. The problem, of course, is that he'll be in the way. But this way, he won't. Which is fine. Alright. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do dismantling attack. One enemy creature within a 10... Oh, it's against an enemy. Son of a bitch. Okay. Never mind. I won't use the heroic on this character. But I will try to fire the goddamn lasgun at it.
What is this foreboding?
Damn. That way he doesn't really do anything. He continues to not do damage. Alright. Of course, he'll just probably die right here, but... I could use the Shredder pistol on him to potentially kill him and then destroy that. But I think the shotgun blast is even better. Screw it. I'll use the shotgun blast on him.
It will be done.
Didn't hit! Son of a bitch. You know what? It's fine. We'll do it live.
Let's get to it.
Nice. At least they're starting to actually pick up some slack here.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Sweet. I want you to run up and shoot the shit out of this thing, if you wouldn't mind. Actually, that's a little better, but it's not going to do a whole lot.
I'll do it.
God damn it. Almost have it.
It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
My character's got better accuracy because of his high ballistic stat. Nice. That's done and over with. He killed his own guy. Just as to be expected.
That is not my destiny.
Damn it.
Not this Scryer's job.
He is so lucky. Hey, friend. You ready to get a fucking fistful of shots to the face? Better yet, can I just hit you with this and call it a day? No, it's not gonna hit you, though.
A tactically sound approach. well struck. Indeed. One fewer target.
It's over. It's done. It's finally over. The mysterious stranger has done it again. God, I love KOTOR. Anyways, Yvain approaches the body of his friend and remains silent for some time. Then he looks at the quarry. His gaze is dark. Everything here must be purged with fire. And what have you done? Curious indeed, just what exactly has he done here? May I invite you aboard my ship, Yvain? I would like to... Curious indeed, just what exactly has he done here? I do not know, nor do I want to know. These ravaged people, this strange glass, all this talk of Aurora. These are abundantly clear signs of lunacy and heresy. I wish I could understand how the man I knew came to be this way, but one should not peer into the abyss. You've got that right. That abyss happily swallows up wretched commoners and polished aristocrats alike, and it likes naive idealists best of all. Idira smiles bitterly at Yvain before turning her gaze to the remains of his former friend. Let's see. May I invite you aboard my ship, Yvain? I would like to continue our acquaintance. I thank you for the invitation, and accept it gladly. I will arrive by my shuttle. In a little while, if you'll excuse me, I would like to be alone for a time. The mutilated man does not stir, bound in his shackles. The plague near his head reads, "Most Holy Prophet and Optimate Adishan." Ooh, that's kind of suck. Jesus. Your skin crawls as you approach this place. However, there does not appear to be anything of note. Alright, time to take everything these people have. The crippled man's appearance is ghastly, and yet is evidence he was cared for after his mutilation. That was a bit of an intriguing fight. I'll give you that.
I always have a backup plan.
Your eye is drawn to the shards of the enormous lens scattered around the broken device. At first you are uncertain as to what troubles you, but suddenly the realization hits you. The glass shimmers in a unique way, just the same way as the shards of the unknown broken object you found near Theodora von Valencia's desk. Is it connected? What's the matter, Lord Captain? What are you so interested in? Abelard trails off when he notices what you are looking at. He instantly makes the connection. By the Imperium Saints! It cannot be. Idira bites her lip. I see it too. Whatever that thing in her study was, it was made from the same material as this junk. What? What? Abelard is at a loss for words. He takes a moment to collect himself, and all at once they start pouring out in a hasty sputter. It's a mistake. Slander meant to blemish the good name of a person who is now dead and cannot even defend herself. First those minions of the archenemy murdered Lord Captain Theodora, and now this cannot be tolerated. It will not be tolerated. Come on now, Abelard. Remember what she was like. Idira's smile betrays her grief, but at the same time is strangely knowing. Brazen, assertive, It was like her entire life was a race against fate until fate caught up with her in the end. She would have gone headfirst into a black hole if she had thought it would put her even one step ahead of everyone else out in the expanse. If we could just find out what she was keeping in her desk and why she went to get it during the attack. Sister Argenta's beautiful face is full of grief. Also, the game recognizes that she's beautiful. How bitter it is to know that you were born from bad blood, but do not let this knowledge drag you into darkness. Is she talking to me? Perception test succeeded. The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you will be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. Fascinating. That actually lends itself to another interesting question. Again, we're down to suspects, right? We don't know who assassinated Theodora, but we assumed it would be Edelthred or Voidevir or any of the other cast of characters that could have been involved, right? Of the planning of this whole shebang. But if they were brazen enough, if they were daring enough, which I'm thinking they might just be, it's possible that Argenta might have been our assassin. I mean, you have to think about it logically. We didn't even know she was on the ship until during the incidents, right? And during the time of her introduction, I don't remember ever seeing Theodora at any point after her introduction. I could just be mistaken. But recounting the bit that I remember from that introductory prologue, Argenta showed up right after her murder. Or at least sometime during us not having seen Theodora. And so Argenta could have been the one who did it. It wouldn't be out of character for her either. If she knew ahead of time of her heresy, she probably would kill her because of it. Argenta is a sister of battle, and she is a fervent believer, a very dogmatic believer of the Emperor. So we have to consider the fact that Argenta, probably in her study, when Theodora was telling her or was trying to explain the situation or whatever conversation they were having, she noticed the object, noticed its origins, and then, as a response, decided that she would end Theodora's life as well as Mort's be due to clear and obvious signs of heresy. She was doing the Emperor's work. And that makes perfect fucking sense when you think about it. I mean, again, think about who we're talking about here. She's a sister of battle. And sisters of battle are so goddamn fervent believers of the Emperor and everything that he does. They are so dogmatic in their pursuits of the Emperor's ways that they literally cannot be possessed. They in the tabletop game, the Sisters of Battle, they could not be possessed, and they have an actual sort of boon against demon-type enemies. So when you really think about it logically, this tracks. But whether or not Argenta is actually the one who did it is something we'd have to investigate further into. But that'd be one hell of a plot twist, right? The sister's words ring with a genuine, sincere hope that you'd be blessed with a worthier fate. She does not appear to be shocked by the news of Theodora's possible heresy. Life must be so easy for you sanctimonious preachers. A dubious trinket, and you no longer see a person. You see bad blood, an annoying hindrance. There is enough venom in Idira's voice to poison an entire regiment. I mean, I can't blame her. Argenta recoils, but the next moment her dark eyes ignite with fury. How dare you admonish me? We are speaking of abetting the arch-enemy. A person who has tainted themselves thus can never justify their actions. The more she talks, also, by the way, the more it just confirms that suspicion, right? She was so fucking responsible. I'm almost convinced. It just needs the smoking gun, the defining evidence to prove that fact. Sure, why go through all the trouble of trying to make sense of anything when you can just label them as a heretic and call it a day? Except, dear friend, I seem to remember that you didn't mind Theodora so much while you were aboard the ship. You didn't leave her side for even a moment. She rescued you, aided you, and your adoration wilted the moment you heard an accusation sullying her memory. You weren't surprised or upset. You just gave up on her and moved on. Man, Idira's really spitting some fucking venom here. Jesus. Just gonna take that, Argenta? Argenta is right. The danger of heresy cannot be overstated. Idira is right. It is too soon to cast accusations of heresy. Sister Argenta, you will cease these insinuations about Theodora at once. I will not allow the name of the von Valencia's family to be defamed by such words, which you are walking a fine line between outright heresy and the barrel of a bolter. Shut your mouth before shooting. God, can you... That's a fucking thing to say. Idira is right, though. It is too soon to cast accusations of heresy. Cornelius, don't be naive. Theodora kept an unsanctioned witch by her side like a pet. Do you really believe she would think twice about crossing the line in other ways? Walk away from the device. Man. Argenta's looking to be more and more sus the more this goes on. Again, now that we have even more context to this, I would not actually be fucking surprised if she was the one who pulled the trigger. I would not. I would not be surprised if she was the one who pulled the trigger. In the meantime, I will be right back. I need to go use the restroom. Start. Okay, I'm back. So, I had a little bit of thinking. Since I went to go take that little break. So, alright. Here's my theory. What if the game wants us to think that it's Argenta? What if the game wants us to think it's Argenta, and because of that, we're actually missing the overall point, right? Because we have to think about this in another way, alright? This is a game, alright? This is a media. This is a piece of media, alright? If the answer was as simple as it looks, it wouldn't be nearly as interesting, right? But here's my supposed theory, alright? Because if we're looking at this from a narrative perspective, and if I'm as genre savvy as I believe myself to be, alright? What if the idea is that Argenta is the supposed suspect here, but isn't actually the one who did it? What if the developers decided that for the sake of the story, and for the sake of keeping the audience on their, on their toes and second guessing, like, they decided to point the finger at somebody else? What if it turns out it wasn't Argenta, but it was somebody else, like fucking, I don't know, Abelard the whole time, right? It's, my reasoning for this, okay, for why they're probably doing a red herring gimmick is because most times in most media, when the answer is as obvious as it seems, there's two reasons for it. One reason is that they don't want they want to kind of lead the audience to thinking one way, but then to throw them off by then introducing another piece of evidence that counters to that other one, right? And so it keeps you guessing. And that would be a brilliant idea to introduce an interesting strategy, to be certain. But the other problem with this is that then they do it the other way, which is that they don't introduce another evidence at all, and instead they just pull a literal rug out of your out from under you, and then they just are like, "Oh, you thought it was Argenta? Nah, it was actually this random schmo you've never even heard of or seen before all along." And it's like, that's just fucking lazy. You know what I mean? It's just fucking lazy. It's stupid. Alright, the best mysteries are the ones where you are personally involved and you are trying to piece together the evidence. Alright? A good mystery gives you all of the necessary tools and information to be able to construct your own theory and thesis around a particular subject. When you are then given all of this evidence, and then the evidence turns out to not be necessary because, you know, the developer decides, oh, you thought it was this person? Well, it wasn't. It was actually this person. And they had no evidence or any points to the contrary that it could be somebody else. That's just terrible mystery writing. It's just fucking terrible. It's actually awful. And I don't think I need to describe to you why that's awful. Because it just is. On every metric, it's like, oh, we're going to give you an interesting little murder mystery snippet. Oh, it turns out that's not actually the mystery. All right? You're missing the overall point. And the point was that there was no point. You shouldn't have been thinking about it at all because we were just going to throw something else entirely into the mix that had nothing to do with all the evidence being suggested. And I'm like, that's bullshit. All right, even if your mystery is as obvious, like, oh yeah, this person did it. Oh, who has the biggest gripe and bone to pick with this person? Oh yeah, it's this person. Sorry if you hear that in the background. But it's like, I would prefer that and the satisfaction of being like, I figured that out when it finally, the reveal happens. Then, oh, you thought it was this person, but it was me, Dio, the whole time. No, it's just bullshit. I fucking hate that. Make your mysteries make sense, okay? And actually have some literal corroborating evidence to support the facts. You don't want to just have a red herring mystery and then convince people that it's not a red herring mystery. That's bullshit. Okay, that's fucking bullshit. All right, your evidence should point to the idea that it could be one way, but it could also be another way. You know, you don't want the audience to get kind of flummoxed and then a little bit perturbed when you suddenly suggest that, oh yeah, it was this person all along. How did you think it was anybody else? And it's like, well, because you didn't really give me an option to think it was anyone else, you piece of shit. I mean, it's stupid. It's almost lazy in a sense. You know? Just like, oh, how did Palpatine return? He fucking teleported. Alright, that's stupid. He did soul essence transfer. He transferred his essence into a clone that was the broken as shit. It's like, that's stupid. And you know the obvious reason why they brought back Palpatine, right? It was for fan points. It was to get brownie points by fans. And even the fans hated that shit. Because it didn't make any fucking sense. I mean, it didn't make any sense. How will you bring back someone who clearly got literally eviscerated and not explain that in a very justifiable way? In any justifiable way. The soul essence transfer thing would have made sense if you followed the fucking stupid-ass clone timeline in the expanding universe canon. They didn't do that. No. Even though that one, according to a lot of people, was kind of stupid, even by old-school fans who had seen that comic, it's at least preferable than whatever the fucking bullshit we got in, apparently, the final sequel trilogy movie. It's like, what the hell? You can't just throw a fucking a nonsensical bullshit ass like return of the greatest Sith Lord that has ever lived and expect people to just eat that shit when they just literally watched him get thrown into a fucking core of a giant space station and he got incinerated into nothing. You cannot do this shit. So fucking stupid. Ah. Anyways, all of this is just to say, I hope that they're being smart about this and that they're actually already have a suspect in mind and they're making the evidence reflect that instead of just building us up to having one particular opinion and then just pulling the rug from under us and then being like, nope, it wasn't this person at all. and you had no evidence to support any other fact that it could be anybody else. I would hate that shit. I would hate it so much. Anyways, sorry for the digression. Let's move on. Hey, look, more shit. And now that everyone's here, let's go ahead and take a look. We got some new light armor, flak chest plates, which we don't need. Okay, stub revolver. Not as good as my faux hammer. That's a really great way to say that, by the way. Faux hammer. Las pistol. You know what? You can add the stub revolver as well. You don't need a las pistol, you just need a good gun that hits well. Let's see. Precise las pistol. Heirloom auto pistol. How was that again? You click, alt. No. I'm trying to remember what was the button to just automatically pop that up, but whatever. Drukari equipment? Eldari equipment. There are fucking Drukari in this game? Bro. We're really getting into the thick of it this time, boys. Hell fucking yeah. I chose the right game to go lore diving. Boy, oh boy. I don't know what an heirloom auto pistol does or how that makes it more significant, but I'm assuming it makes it a little stronger than the normal pistol, right? This is a las pistol. Well, it doesn't do as much as the las pistol, but it's interesting enough. You know what? I'm gonna have him use that. Okay, there we go. You know, he's looking pretty cool, I will tell you that. Alright, now the chainsword. He's got his own chainsword, which is pretty nice. But what does this chainsword do? Oh, it's a noble sword. Never mind. It's not a chainsword. Noble sword. Well, on a hit, this sword attacks inflicts the disturbed effect on the target for 2 rounds. If the target... Can I... It's not popping up what's the button option for that? Anyways. Oh, wait, hang on. Nope, it's just not doing it. Was it this button? No. I think I'm just not gonna know unless I test it out, right? Unless I go look it up in the options menu. But anyways, let's see. Let's see. Adeptus, Astartes equipment, Drukari. On a hit, this sword attacks inflicts the disturbed effect. It's not any different from any other sword, primitive sword. For 2 rounds, if the target of the attack is already suffering from the disturbed effect, the attack deals an additional 6+ damage to this target. That's pretty cool. Most warriors prefer swords for they provide more flexibility on the battlefield against close combat enemies. 10% more parry, -10 to enemy weapon skill when hit. I consider it more of a attack weapon anyways. Does not have an area attack, increased damage from all sources. Damage from all sources against any hit target by 15% until the end of combat does not stack. Wrath of Saint Drusus. It's pretty gnarly looking, I will say that. But I'm gonna have you use a sword. It just has got better stats, it's just cooler. Another blast wave. This one does better, right? Oh wow, his chainsword actually does more. That's actually pretty cool. He's already got the best chainsword for early game right off the bat. Alright, next up. Toby pattern las gun. No. All right. I don't think Argenta needs a gun, does she? I think she could go for a melee weapon. Or another blast wave, you know? New light armor for Idira. Hang on, wait. What's the stats on it? Oh, yeah. I'm curious why my character isn't spec to use meds, but I'm not going to question it. Let's split. Yes. You will get to... I'm kind of confused by that. Wait, what? What? Oh, can they only equip 2 at a time? I guess they can only equip 2 at a time. That must be what it is. Okay, so she has 2, he has 2. Okay. Good to know. I cannot merge the 2 now. Is there a reason why? They're the same thing. Oh, that's gonna annoy the shit out of me now. Oh, that's really gonna annoy the shit.
My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
I see, so they can only equip one at a time. They only stack up to... That's bullshit. I had it stacked up to 4 at one point and 3. What the fuck? That's nonsense. I call bullshit. God damn it. Alright, whatever. Everybody gets a medikit. Why does this one only require... What? Get the fuck out of here. What is this nonsense? I'm so annoyed. You know what? You have 2. Just so I don't have to look at it. Jesus Christ. The glass-making furnace was used to melt the extracted sand into glass. I swear, I will never get a second, I tell you. The evidence suggests that the victim was killed by poison gas. I swear if it's not one thing, it's another thing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. I mean, it's all just a second for all of you, but it's, I still feel annoyed by it. I keep getting interrupted by a bunch of other things. Alright. I suppose one thing we could try doing is talking to him. Until our next meeting, Lord von Valencius, I require some time alone with my thoughts. Okay, fair enough.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
To think I would have missed that. The accretions on the outside of the structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomenon, possible poison gas emissions. If I have the ability to, I'd like to move on. Provided nobody interrupts me. We did it. That's it. I guess we're done here.
I always keep my options open.
Your lordship, the rebellion has been crushed. I have news of your lord. She anxiously pitches forward. Is Lord Winterscale alive? Is he all right? He is safe and in one piece. I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so ready the shuttle. There is a visible relief on the pilot's face. Clicking her heels together, she cheerfully barks out, "Consider it done, your lordship. Thank you for the good news." Boxmaster Vigdis. Permission to report Lord Captain. Over the past few days, I received several messages from different decks, complaining about anomalous behaviors in the ship's cogitators and servitors. The machine spirits are restless and rebellious, and no tech litany or ritual of pacification can rid them of this obstinacy. Okay. The tech priests can deal with the vessel's systems, but the servitors, they make errors in their tasks, disobey orders, change the assigned rituals, or sometimes downright freeze as if in trance. A click comes through the Vox channel, followed by a weary sigh. Lord Captain, occurrences such as these are caused by errors in cogitator calculations or have some other sensible explanation. I beseech you not to take after those who whisper about the ship being cursed or possessed. Ed here joins the channel and chimes in playfully. Oh, don't start, old man. All these peculiar happenings have long since turned into local legend. A door slams shut, a lumen starts flickering. Folk have grown used to all of that. So our resident ghost has decided to up the ante. I'm telling you, things are only going to get worse from here on. A general term for a light source. Yeah. The technomans inspected the servitors and concluded they pose no danger. According to the servants of the Omnissiah, such behavior is caused either by the echoes of minds not completely eliminated or by manifestations of the machine spirit's will. Nevertheless, the faulty servitors make the crew task considerably more difficult. A high factotum, generous Donruck, would like to discuss how he should deal with the defective property. He is awaiting your audience on the bridge. Oh, interesting. Here you can mess with the void ship and change out certain things. These must be shields, speed, maneuverability. Oh, boy. Boy, oh boy. Where's my drink? Oh, wait, that's right. I don't have a water drink. I didn't even make myself one. I made myself one earlier in the day. The indicator lumens need to be replaced again. Can our shuttle pilots even land their craft without unnecessary damage? This is the Astropathic Chapel. I actually don't need to be here now that I think about it. I wonder if Confessor Adalbart will be more open to dialogue now. The Emperor protects your lordship. What brings you to this holy abode? Did Lady Theodora come here often? Your predecessor always had due concern for the reliquary's maintenance and its needs. and under her rule, faith occupied its proper place on this ship. Adalbert gives you a diplomatic smile. Open the reliquary with the power maul. I wish to wield it myself. Alas, your lordship, I do not know a way to open the locks on that particular receptacle without damaging its contents. One of the ship's confessors from days past sealed the reliquary well so as to bar anyone from taking the weapon. I suppose it was a desperate precautionary measure against thieves and heretics who would seek to lay their hands on a holy relic. I am sure there exists some impenetrable secret method of unlocking the reliquary, and if I only knew what it was, I would tell you right this moment. People confess to you, do they not? I am interested to know the thoughts of some of my subjects. Ours is a throne-fearing flock that regularly leaves vox recordings in the shrine confessional housed in the eastern part of the reliquary. This allows us to maintain constant watch for any heretical tendencies. We can observe the earnesty with which our parishioners render their duties, as well as any dangerous dissent brewing in their minds. Initiate Clotus is responsible for sorting the confessions. He would be honored to offer you access to the confessional cogitator. I must take my leave. May the Emperor's blessing be with your lordship. Pretty neat. That must be the mall that's in there.
The Emperor sets my path.
How may I serve the dynasty?
Fate and fortune favor the bold.
I'm restless.
Miscalculations are for commoners. I don't make mistakes. I make profitable learning experiences.
Okay. If I go to my quarters, would I be able to talk to Argenta there? Where do I go to summon a companion? His chagrin is irrelevant. Voidevir's mistake cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resources, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be irreproachable at. Uncovering spies, and this one was a senior officer. I am not about to discard him. Conrad has served me for too long for his removal to go painlessly for the Protectorate. Besides, he is no fool. You could not have seriously expected to become the next in the Von Valencius line when his skills and talents as Master of Whispers are so valuable. Let us disinherit and serve as a humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may learn. Beyond the glass, the distant stars glimmer in the darkness of an endless space, filling you with an odd sense of dread. The note. A cracked data slate. The final transactions with the Chartist are complete. The fiery reckoning is now fully equipped. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact and placed in the forebay to ensure maximum contact with the target. Coordinates sent and received by the bridge. Target's estimated time of arrival in the system. The fiery reckoning is crewed by a servitor. Chances the ship returning are minimal. Fascinating. What does that mean? Did she already know that this was going to happen? Maybe she was one step ahead, but I don't know. Master of Ablutions? Ablutions? Would you like to take a bath, your lordship? I guess. The soothing water caresses your senses, and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. A pleasant lank lacquer spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. Relax and close your eyes. Address the Master of Ablutions. Address the Enforcer. You two get in here. I require company and pleasant conversation. What? The two enforcers right here. That's funny. Finish your ablution. Address the Master of Ablutions. I wish to see someone from my retinue. Which of them would you like me to summon, your lordship? Abelard, I simply cannot bathe my loyal seneschal. Idira, she always livens things up. Argenta, I wish to know what the Sisters of Battle do in their spare time. Argenta. At once. Cornelius, are you conditioning your body with water treatments? How commendable. Allow me to share some of the water exercises I learned at the Schola Progenium. She is literally exercising in front of me. Argenta does not wait for a reply, but immediately launches into a series of detailed instructions. But I do not. Argenta, hold on a moment. I'm going to say, Argenta, hold on a moment. Oh, wait a minute. I need more willpower. 60%. Can I make it? Succeeded. Would you like me to go over any of the exercises again? Very well. I will try your exercises. Follow my lead, Cornelius. Argenta briskly explains how to stretch your muscles correctly. She makes you repeat each exercise multiple times as she teaches you the best way to do bends and squats. Her eyes are alight with righteous fire, and her voice rings out with conviction. She shows the same dedication to completing each exercise as she does to destroying heretics. That makes sense. Athletic test failed. The sister is tireless, but you do not have her stamina. Your burning muscle begs for mercy, and your legs cramp as you gasp for air. This is not exercise. This is torture. Argenta wipes the sweat from her brow with an air of satisfaction. Good work, Cornelius. A healthy body is like a finely tuned bolter. We're the instruments of his will. I will take my leave now. Rest and recover your strength. You are alone once more. The master of our ablution stands by, ready patiently awaiting your command. Address the enforcers. Yeah, why not? You two get in here. I require company and pleasant conversation. The enforcers exchange a puzzled glance. Do you mean us, your lordship? There is no need to be shy. Relax with me for a moment. Orders received, your lordship. We will commence relaxation immediately. The enforcers are lean and muscular. They sit down awkwardly in the bathtub, clearly fighting the urge to stand at attention. What would you like to talk about, your lordship? We await your orders. You seem tense. Your orders are to enjoy some of this food and amasek. The enforcers are barely able to conceal their excitement as they show delicious delicacies, shove delicious delicacies into their mouths. God. Wash them down with obscenely expensive drinks. They have never experienced anything like this before, and likely never will again. It is a feast they will not soon forget, a story they will tell to their grandchildren someday. Tell me about yourselves. Do you have any other responsibilities besides guarding these chambers? For hundreds of years, our clan has been responsible for ensuring the rogue trader's safety during times of leisure and relaxation. The enforcer's voice is filled with pride. I guard the bath chamber, just as my grandmother did before me. She trained me herself and instructed me in my duties. This bath chamber can be more dangerous than a battlefield sometimes. You can slip on a wet tile. You can choke and drown. If the water is too hot, you can burn yourself. And if it's too cold, you can freeze. There have even been cases where angry machine spirits have released sparks of their fury in the water. And of course, there have been numerous assassination attempts. And the woman stops abruptly as the other enforcer loudly clears his throat. I'm afraid to take a bath now, thanks to you. It is reassuring to know my enforcers are prepared for anything. We live to serve your lordship. We'll keep you safe. What do the enforcers do in their free time? When we're off duty, we train, maintain our equipment, and pray at regulation-approved intervals. If we do have some time to ourselves, we might play some Tantalo. And Bran over here carves things out of sub scraps. She nods at her partner, though for the most part we barely get enough time for rest, let alone for leisure. Pass Bran a piece of soap and a knife. I demand a demonstration, Bran. Yeah, why not? Maybe not. Actually, hang on. You know what? Do it. The enforcer looks slightly flustered, but he quickly gets to work. After a little while, he presents you with a bust of the Emperor about half the size of your palm. The Emperor's visage has been recreated with incredible precision and attention to detail. The small carving surpasses the work of many a skilled sculptor. That's a dick move. I will have it placed in my study. The enforcer is speechless with amazement. His eyes shine with pride. I'm not worthy of such honor. Thank you, your lordship. You may relax with me here until I finished bathing. We would consider it a great honor, your lordship, but please do not tell the master-at-arms we joined you in your ablutions. Mistress Sarbeck will beat us bloody if she finds out. Relax and close your eyes. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness, joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore. Before long, you have surrendered the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Trouble, worries, loss, such things do not belong in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Cornelius von Valentius drifts in silent bliss. It is a conscious mind. What fills this consciousness? Dogmatic, iconoclast, more decisions. Thoughts of this monumental duty to the Emperor. Such duty can only be fulfilled through service and death, for such is the price of humanity's victory in the everlasting war. Thoughts about the price paid for power, the constant paths through which such power is obtained, and people and things he will sacrifice for the sake of his supremacy. Thoughts of those who keep him afloat in these waters, who will drown, and who will he manage to pull to the surface. The strands of fate are fragile, yet woven together they are strong. Not everyone is destined to see this voyage through to its end, but no one will be forgotten. This moment of serenity soon fades, the body reclaims the mind, binding it once more to the familiar shell of flesh, sinew, and bone. Finish your ablutions. You feel revitalized. This was truly an experience worthy of a rogue trader.
I won't stand for it.
All right. I've been looking to do that for a while. This hefty tome contains schematics of the flagship of the House von Valencia, in addition to a plethora of notes. Majestic portrait painted by a skilled artist greets guests who have been granted permission to enter the Lord Captain's quarters. The coat of arms of House von Valencius is crowned with a text of the oath of a rogue trader, the Emperor's faithful servants. We'll have a higher initiative in the next combat. This is one-time bonus that disappears after the combat ends. You feel thoroughly refreshed and ready to take on new challenges. You know, I like the fact that I am not finding any sort of way to get to Argenta. I don't know what I have to do it. I don't know why it's paused.
When the faithful are idle, heresy.
I know how to take risks.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay.
I will lead us to fortune.
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
Calm down. I am not sure how to talk to you. But we shall save that, I guess, for another time, maybe. The long-dead eyes of this fierce monster forever capture the fear and pain of its final moments. I wonder what it was. Could be a Tyranid. Nah, it's too beast-like. Alright, let's see here. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard this ship have requested an audience. They wish to present gifts and introduce themselves to their new captain. What sacred cult? They call themselves the Bloodspun Web. The cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities. I am ready to receive them. I will commence preparations at once, Lord Captain. It's just one thing after another, isn't it? You can't just go on a travel trip and then not get some weird random nonsense, right? Oh, fascinating, huh? I mean, now there's a bloody mess on my ship, but whatever. Who are these people? Those on deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement, while others murmur prayers to the god emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
A tall young woman steps forward. She moves toward you soundlessly, the dim light casting shadows across the mask which conceals her face. Masked cultists repeat the words in a mournful whisper. We obey still.
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her.
The woman's slender figure has been fitted with a metal claw. She points at it in your direction and gazes at you from behind her bone mask with cold, grim eyes of an assassin. She pulls out a sinister curved blade, and similar weapons suddenly appear in the hands of her motionless companions.
And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
Okay. I mean, did you have to go that far? No, what am I saying? It's 40k. Of course they had to go that far. The blades sing through the air and revolts in rivulets of crimson flow onto the deck. The young woman bows her head reverently as she hands you a heavy parcel. The others bow their heads as well. They seem unconcerned by the blood that trickles down their fingers.
We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
Death Cult weapon gains the following. -6 to the target's parry. 1% to the wielder's critical hit chance for each attack they make. This bonus stacks until the end of each round. It has 3 attack types. It has Brutal Strike, which looks like it encompasses multiple squares, and Brutal Strike. Wait, that's the same fucking thing. But it does a different type of attack. This elegant blade, quenched in the blood of holy martyrs, fits perfectly in the hand. The black steel has been polished until the reflective gleam of the metal can be seen even in the dark. And this bonus stacks until the end of each round. Oh, so it actually just keeps on building critical hit rates too. It's not a bad weapon too. Lore Imperium test succeeded. You have heard many stories about death cults such as this. These devoted, holy assassins of the Imperium have turned death into a form of worship for the Emperor. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and the scourge of traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacle touched by madness. Examine the cultists. The cultists are all voidborn. Their lithy, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobatic nimble grace and strike with an assassin's swift certainty. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. Where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. Examine the captives. The prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captured officers, technomats, and workers. The lowest rank of a tech priest, responsible for minor and mundane rituals that are nevertheless necessary for the cult to function. A word has been carved into each of their forehead with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. The cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing. That's... Damn. That means they've had to have this done a few more times to get to this point. My god. Alright, what am I doing with you guys?
These renegades committed treachery against their domin. Their lips once praised the name of Kunrad Voigtveer, but it is your name they will whisper as they cross over to the other side.
Fascinating. Okay, so interesting. So a death cult watches over my crew. They who honor the Emperor through killing, who devote their every deed to serving him, sacred executioners.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
A deck of psychoactive cards bearing sacred and meaningful images. Tarot cards are used for divination and predicting the future. They are believed to be able to capture images sent by the Emperor himself. In the hands of a skilled psyker, the Emperor's Tarot can be a truly potent divination tool. They use fucking tarot cards in this world? Well, I guess that makes sense. They are a bit of a superstitious lot, but still. A ringing sound fills your ears, deafening the noise of the world around you. Time goes still. A voice whispers seductively in the back of your mind. How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread to corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push. What exactly does a cult like the Bloodspun Web do?
The tenets of the web teach us to read the threads of the future and understand the hearts of others. When a soul is filled with the poison of corruption, we know its time has come. We bring liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade. This is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship. But there are others, the virtuous martyrs who contravene his design without realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
Wait, what? who have come too close to faltering or committing apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One. You kill innocent people?
We do not desire their death. We do not seek them out in the darkness. They come to us, and we usher them from this life, if his sacred tarot reveals that the Emperor wishes to accept these martyrs.
So you let tarot cards decide their fate. I mean, if it was actually true that the fucking Emperor was behind most of the tarot decisions, I would probably agree with this, but I don't think so. So no. You mentioned the tenets of the web. What are they?
Our laws and teachings, our philosophy and way of life, our art of combat and spiritual dogma. The tenets are the blood-spun web itself.
That was just a whole lot of nothing. What? That was a whole lot of nothing, lady. I asked you what your tenets are, and your tenets are, we are the tenets. Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever. Continuing.
Humanity owes its existence to the undying Emperor's sacrifice. It is he who protects us from a darkness of terrors. Hence, each of us has a duty to serve him, and a duty to die for him. To act otherwise is to waste the life that has been given to us by the Undying One, to become a thief. We help others understand this. We help them to live and die righteously.
Okay. Instead of helping those who may soon stumble, you offer them death?
We follow his design. We claim those marked by his omens. We submit to his will. How could it be otherwise?
I disapprove of your practices. Let it henceforth be known, for the bloodspin web is forbid from killing without my permission. I disapprove of your practices, but I am not going to ban them for now. I don't need killers like this in my crew. Or even a part of me. Let it henceforth be known that the blood-spun web is forbidden from killing without my permission.
Would you cast down your sword at the enemy's feet in the heat of battle? How can we be an instrument of the Undying One's will if you forbid us from serving you through the tenets?
I have spoken.
Have we transgressed? Have we caused offense? What will we do now? What service can we offer him?
We are the threads that bind the darkness. We are here to serve you. If you command us to set aside the rites of sacred slaughter, then it is our duty to obey.
Tell me about yourself, Cabela. Are you the leader of the Bloodspun Web, or its herald, or servant?
I am the second spinner of the Bloodspun Web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
Fair enough. I respect that, actually. Okay. Now toward the other captives, why have you brought this rabble to the upper decks?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the Bloodspun Web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
The others echo her words from beneath their bone masks. Undergo the test. I will judge the traitors myself.
Then, I will tell you of the treacherous blood that runs through their veins.
Okay. These wretched apostates were caught trying to sabotage the reactor. They are guilty of treason. I swear, we are not A woman in a tattered protective suit pushes forward in protest, but her movement is halted by the thin cord wrapped around her neck. You notice that all of the captives have been similarly restrained. The woman clutches her throat as a thin line of scarlet appear between her fingers. They have literal fucking corroded wire around their throats. Fascinating. Theft of weapons, sabotage, and the deaths of the crew in Bay AL-82. Heinrich Montag. Do you have proof of these charges, or are such claims the result of cultic revelations? There is a doubt in the Infernus Master's gentle voice. With all due respect, it is difficult to discern the truth of these accusations without evidence. Divine visions and dark portents may be reason enough for you to shed blood, but not everyone here shares your perspective. Enough, Heinrich. The Lord Captain will decide the truth of these claims for himself. What about those prisoners you killed during the procession? Do you feel entitled to stand in judgment over them? Those scoundrels aided the traitor of Voidevere and were caught carrying weapons. Their guilt and sentence were certain. They avoided immediate execution only so that the blood of the wicked could flow in a scarlet trail that led the blood-spun web to your glorious halls. Cabela, is it true these things were revealed to you through visions? The practice of sacred divination using the bones and sinews of a martyr led us to the reactor room. This is true, but it is also true that I beheld the act of treachery with my own eyes. What do the accused have to say in their defense? The cords around the prisoners' necks are loosened just enough to let them speak. Have mercy. We're just technical tunnel workers. We were told to block the ventilation shaft leading into the reactor room. Fume leakage, supposedly. We didn't know we were doing anything wrong. We were just following orders. And as for why we were holding weapons, that was, well, you know. The woman scratches her neck nervously. She's lying. An injured officer scowls angrily. They smeared blood on themselves and crawled out of the tunnel wailing, "Oh no, the ship's been attacked. There are enemies everywhere. Defend the bay." We rushed off to investigate, and they used their cutters to break into the weapons storage at our guard station. They stole guns and headed straight for the reactor room. Bone and sinew reveal your hubris. You abandoned vigilance for the promise of glory. You did not give weapons to the traitors, but you left your post to seek a hero's path. You did not act with treasonous intent. You are complicit nonetheless. Address the officer. I will not punish you or your men. Continue your service and do not make any mistakes. Yeah, because the officer wasn't the fucking problem. In fact, he was doing a service. We will never forget your generosity, Lord Captain. We will repay your loyalty with our lives if need be. What should be done with the rest of the prisoners, Lord Captain? These commoners wanted to enter the reactor room. I shall fulfill their wish. Throw the traitors into the steam generator bay. They can boil in there. Mercy, Lord Captain, mercy! I don't know why the officer was the one who did it. I mean, I literally just sat here and I just told him, hey, you're fine. Why was he the one screaming mercy? I don't get it. I literally spared him. You should not be involved in that. Your lordship. Actually, oh no, I skipped the dialogue. I could not honor you by ushering the souls of those traitors to the other side. This troubles me, for I wish to serve you as the sword serves its master. Will you make me your shield and shadow, Doman Cornelius? Your lordship, the spinners of the blood-spun web were watching, tracking, and killing von Valencius's enemies long before the warrant of trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. The factotum swallows nervously, casting a fleeting glance at Cabela. But I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult. I am sure they must have good reason. A stern-looking woman clears her throat. The cultists are the scourge of the seditious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. The enforcers respect the blood-spun web, for we share a common goal. To bring his light and his harsh justice to the darkest depths of this ship. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. I don't know what old Malik did to earn that privilege, though, and who's going to feed his family now. Damn. Heinrich takes a drag on his illo stick, exhaling the thick smoke from his clenched teeth. He's smoking. But that's a lower deck problem. What matters is that the bloodspun web serves you faithfully, Lord Captain. My predecessors once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved this vessel from the servants of the archenemy. The bloodspun web paid a price in blood, a river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. They became the blood of the flagship, the pulse in its veins, and the beat of its heart. Their great sacrifice earned them the favor of House von Valencius. It seems that not all the officers have been presented to me yet. Indeed, your lordship, Jocasta Sauerbuck at your service, I am entrusted with the honor of commanding the enforcers and keeping order aboard this vessel. It is my duty to punish trespassers, suppress disobedience, and repel any and all attacks on the ship. Adalbert, tell me about the spinner's great sacrifice. The vessel was beset by famine and pestilence during the long warp jump. The flagship wandered on charted paths in the immaterium for 20 cycles straight. Servants of the archenemy used the despairing hearts of the crew to infiltrate the ship. Death followed. The hungry became the hunted. The famished became a feast. I see. This was that one thing that Vigdis was talking about, right? The exhausted crew was too weak and emaciated to resist the invaders, but then the spinners emerged from the depths. They stood alone against hundreds of foes, yet they did not falter. They did not sleep or rest at their blade-tip dance brought death. Though many spinners fell, the blood-spun web held strong until the flagship left the turmoil of the warp. I wish to hear what my Rednu thinks. I have heard, though only at a distance, the prayers the spinners offer up to him. I have seen how their deeds fill the people's hearts with confidence in the inevitability of his wrath. The bloodspun web's loyalty to the Emperor is without question, as is their willingness to lay down their lives in the fight against the archenemy. You will be my shadow, Cabela. I'm assuming this is a companion. Oh, she took off the mask. Holy shit. Cabela's movements are slow, almost rhythmic, as she removes her ceremonial mask. The dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth I am your shadow, Doman Cornelius von Valencius, an instrument of death placed in your hand by the Undying One, for so it was ordained, and so his tarot forspoke. The unwoman bows her head once more. I also come, bearing an invitation from the vizier of the bloodspun web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you. Are you suggesting the Lord Captain should go down into the depths of the flagship to search for this temple? With all due respect, the lower decks are for servants and crew. They are not a fitting place for his lordship. Forspoke. What do you mean? What tarot? The greatest, most sacred relic of the bloodspun web, the Emperor's tarot. Only his chosen servants may earn the permission to rain blood upon the cards, and perform a reading to see portents of the future, shadows of the past, or tangles of the present. However, the secrets of his tarot are not for the ears of lay people to hear. I cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. Who is Vizier? He is the first among us. The Vizier has spun web of faith for fivefold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher. Why is the Vizier not here to deliver the message himself then? The first spinner is old. His abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line, and he has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey could sunder the spirits from his ancient body. Where is your temple located? I am not permitted to say. If you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of Saint Arian, the matriarch spider whose was the thread that would become the blood-spun web. Her path began deep within the flagship, in the dark tunnels of the freight line, and that is where yours must begin as well. This journey will bring you closer to the thread of web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. And I see the point of these riddles. Your temple is a part of my flagship. What's this to stop me from simply walking inside? Perhaps one day I will grant you that favor. I do not see the point in these riddles. Your temple is part of my flagship. What is to stop me from simply walking inside? You must become the blood of the flagship before you can enter the sacred temple of the Undying One. I cannot guide your way, but I can walk by your side. Jesus Christ. Alright, I will walk in the footsteps of the matriarch spider. Your journey will begin in the darkness of the deepest tunnels. The visor awaits you. The cult retreats into the shadows as Cabela sheathes her ceremonial dagger. Your blade awaits direction. Domin Cornelius, we will speak again when the time is right. Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell was that? Okay, so what you're telling me is that I have an assassin cabal in my flagship. And they are literally just there. Are you kidding me? Void ship map. The Rogue Trader's ship is a veritable city sailing through the void. This ship has numerous compartments that you can visit. Navigate these compartments using the map of the ship, which you can access from the main elevator on the bridge or from any other compartment. Now I have access to that crap. Alright. Jesus Christ, that was something else, let me tell you. Okay, with all of that said, I'm going to cut the episode here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Boy, oh boy. Bye-bye.